Hi, this is Sheila Stromberg, Notorious SHE. This is a tutorial on how to do a lace bind off with a picket border. This is for my next pattern, Lone Peak Shawl and Stole. So I'm going to show you just how to do the bind off that I used. If you want to do it a different way, that's fine. But I just thought I would make a tutorial for those who aren't familiar with a lace bind off. So the pattern calls for like a picket bind off if you want to. You don't have to put it on. So on the chart, this looks different than the chart that'll be in the final pattern. This is my working copy. But if you see, I have the little P's above it. That indicates where the picket should be. So that's what I'm going to be starting on. So you can see the first stitch has a picket on it. So I'm going to start showing you the picket that I used. I used a 3-stitch picket. So to do a 3-stitch picket, you're going to first cast on 3 stitches. I'm using the cable cast on. So you put the needle in knitwise, yarn over, draw the loop out, and then just put on the left hand needle. That's 1 stitch cast on. We do it 2 more times. 2 stitches, 3 stitches, oops, cast on. Then we just bind off those 3. Bind off 1, oops, bind off 2, bind off 3. Okay, so that's how you work a 3-stitch picket bind off. Okay, so I used for the rest of the stitches binding off, all of them except for the picket ones. I used Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. So how you work it in knit is you do a yarn over the opposite direction of what you normally do. So we normally yarn over that way. We're going to go around the back of the needle, yarn over, knit the next stitch, and then you're going to pull the yarn over and the stitch over like that. And we do it again. And we'll just continue to bind off. All of them are going to be in knit until we get to the next picket stitch. So I used a picket stitch on this that is called a central picket. So normally when you work a picket, it's kind of in between stitches. But if you want it to be in between stitches, that's fine. Sometimes you want it to be like right on a stitch. So I'll show you guys the method that I used for it. When we get to the next one. It's really easy. Okay. I'm sure this bind off takes forever, but it's so worth it. Okay, so we're at the next stitch that's going to have a picket. If you look on the chart, I'm right here. So I left my stitch markers in place. You're going to put them there and there. So when you get to the last stitch in front of a stitch marker, that's where the picket's going to happen. So what we're going to do is bind off the stitch that the picket happens on. And then instead of working the picket on the next stitch, we're going to just put this bound off stitch right back on the needle and then work the picket. And that's going to like center the picket really nicely for this pattern. So we're going to cable cast on 3. Oops. And then we'll just bind off 3. And I just use a normal bind off for these picket stitches. They don't need to be stretchy. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll remove the stitch marker and then go back to Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. And this, I really liked how it looked. Oops. There we go. So I really like how it looks when it's blocked out. It has like a teeny little bit of a little gap there, it looks kind of like a yarn over, but it'll look really nice when it's all blocked out. So, okay, give that bind off a try. If you prefer a different stretchy bind off for the interim stitches between pickets, that's fine too if you have something else you prefer. I really like Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. It works so well, but if you have a different one you like, that's just fine. Okay, yes, so I hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions.